Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my first ever Iceberg on the late but great Red Dead Online. In its short lifespan, it had a lot of mysteries and strange factors. If you haven't heard of an iceberg, then it works as follows. It presents commonly known information by the community, and as you slowly descend deeper underwater each level, there are less known and more mysterious information about the topic. So getting all that out of the way, let's dive into the iceberg of Red Dead Online. We start off level 1 of the iceberg with the legendary animals. Many people believe that the most intriguing aspect of Red Dead Online's Naturalist update is the legendary animals, but they are nowhere to be found in the world prior to the update. The fact that Red Dead Redemption 2's single player mode already included legendary animals made this apparent. It is useful to know that the legendary animals in story mode and online are different, and at times can be seen in online lobbies, especially on PC, because of modders confusing the online players by spawning them in. Homesteads and mansions. Ever since the game's release, players have desired the capacity to possess real estate. Although they have made suggestions that they would like to add it later, Rockstar has not made any formal confirmations. Data miners have discovered multiple files listing properties for sale, the majority of which require a substantial gold investment. The most costly is called the mansion, and costs an absurd 600 gold. But since these files appear to have been part of the game from the beginning, the prices should be lower if and when they are officially released. Glitching into Mexico. Unlike Red Dead Redemption 2, the first game featured parts of Mexico, and players who are lucky enough to find a glitch in the game can still find some traces of it. Numerous bugs have been known to accomplish this over time, though the majority of them are promptly fixed. If one manages to make it over there, they will discover that the terrain is entirely devoid of noteworthy structures, with the exception of a few spots that have extremely shoddy renderings of details and structures. Undead Nightmare 2. Undead Nightmare was the most prominent DLC for Red Dead Redemption 1. It was made from remnants of a zombie game Rockstar was already developing. The DLC throws players into the role of John Marston near the end of his story, before his life as a rancher is quickly interrupted by a zombie apocalypse. The story follows John Marston as he attempts to find the source of and reverse the zombie plague to save his son Jack and his wife Abigail, both of whom have been infected. Most fans desperately want an Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, something that doesn't seem likely to happen. Red Dead Online is a prequel. Red Dead Online officially starts in 1897, 2 years before the events of the single-player campaign. Many characters from the single player can be encountered in online, as strangers giving small missions to the player. It is possible that, like GTA Online, the year it's set in will progress over time. This would cause a myriad of discrepancies in the timeline, however, as it would not make sense for some of the strangers to still be around if the year progresses into and past 1899. Colorful Guns Glitch. There's a glitch that could be performed with certain weapon variants, giving a unique glitched appearance for certain weapons. The most commonly seen of them is a glitched bolt-action rifle, which appears as bright green. It's not sure if this glitch is being patched, but as of a few months ago, some players still possess weapons with colorful variants. John's hair. This is referring to some players desiring to see John Marston's hairstyle from the single player of Red Dead Redemption 2 as an option for online characters. Night Stalkers, or in the game called the Night Folk, appear in Red Dead Redemption 2 in the swamps of Lemoyne. They are mysterious and horrifying, often setting up elaborate ambushes involving mutilated corpses. They attack viciously with knives and machetes. It is also implied they practice voodoo magic. They don't appear in Red Dead Online, with the exception of the Philip Carlier legendary bounty. In this mission, the bounty is hiding in the swamps with the Night Folk who use bows and machetes. They also possess some sort of connection to the animals and wildlife, especially to alligators, as they're never attacked by them during this mission, and to some extent the alligators seem to be pets of the Night Folk. Mexico DLC. This refers to the desire for Rockstar to add in Mexico in a future DLC, seeing as the foundations for it are already there. Rockstar have actually commented on this and have specified that they wish to focus on the current map for now. No animals in Red Dead Online. A reference to a common glitch that causes animals to spawn less frequently in high population lobbies. This was most noticeable around the time of Moonshine Update, where it was not uncommon for people to search for hours on hours, finding no animals at all. The Eta Doyle glitch. This refers to a glitch which is performed once acquiring the bounty hunter role to acquire more gold and cash. Eta Doyle is a legendary bounty that is found in the Cornwall shipping yard in Sydney. Madame Nazar is in Red Dead Online and GTA Online. Madame Nazar made a cameo in GT Online's Diamond Casino Heist update as an animatronic fortune teller. She has several lines referencing Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online. Also, in the single player of Red Dead Redemption 2, a deformed woman can be found locked in an outhouse. She has seemingly gone insane and spouts random combinations of numbers. One of these combinations was found to be a phone number players could call in GT Online, which would connect to Madame Nazar. The other number combinations have no known meaning to date. Maggie Fike is related to Black Belle. Black Belle is a side character in the story mode and a stranger in online. Some theorize that she's the sister of Maggie Fike, the Moonshiner. This theory hasn't been confirmed, but there is some evidence of it. The two look and sound extremely similar and around the same age, and Maggie can be heard saying that she wishes her sister were still around. Black Belle is an outlaw on the run during the events of online and story mode, which lines up with her being absent from Maggie's life. The Red Dead Online story will never be finished. The main story of Red Dead Online has not been updated since the game was released. Some speculate it will never be finished as Rockstar focused on new roles and on GT Online and have no interest in updating Red Dead Online at all. Team Shootout has been completely removed from the game. Team Shootout is the name of a PvP mode which mimics other games' standard Team Deathmatch. It is unknown for which reason it was removed, but it was probably due to being drowned out from other game modes. Patch 1.21, a patch which for several days completely broke the game. Most notably, NPCs did not spawn and players were invincible, with the exception of them drowning, of course. Bonnie McFarlane doesn't age. Bonnie McFarlane is a character from Red Dead Redemption 1 and a stranger in Red Dead Online. Though she looks younger in Red Dead Online, there are some discrepancies with how old she would be in the events of Online according to her age in the first game. She should be around 15 in Online, but some would argue she looks older. Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Online. Arthur Morgan is the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption 2. Earlier on in Online, some people stumbled across his body, which was seemingly glitched into the game or spawned in by modders. He makes no official or canon appearance in the game, at least not yet to our information, maybe in the bright and distant future in several years. PvP seizuring players. This references how PvP seizures the players in game either due to lag or hackers. Harry Davenport is part animal. Harry Davenport, the controversial naturalist in Red Dead Online, seemingly knows whenever you kill an animal. How she does this is unclear, but she implies she can communicate with animals. If that's the case, it may be possible that she is part animal. Some dispute this as being dumb and unrealistic, but in a game with UFOs, vampires, ghosts, time travelers, giants, magic dwarfs, robots, and many more strange and supernatural things, it is entirely possible. The Red Dead Online protagonist caused the Blackwater Massacre. The story mode of the game opens with a Van der Linde gang in the mountains after a robbery that went wrong. The event being dubbed the Blackwater Massacre. As this is after Red Dead Online starts, some believe that the player character could have a part in this. Perhaps this will be confirmed in later story missions in Online. Red Dead Online is an in-universe dime novel. Dime novels were a form of short books popular during the 19th century, often told exaggerated tales of the Wild West. Some theorize that Red Dead Online could be one of these in the world of the story mode. This is likely not true, seeing as characters from the story appear in Red Dead Online. Cripps has clones of himself. Cripps is somewhere always present at every player's camp at once, and also seems unfazed by death. Some like to pretend that he can clone himself, which is only fueled by the various glitches that can cause him to replicate a camp, sometimes even creating a small army of Crippses. The stew walk. This is referring to the time when players carried a bowl of stew from one side of the map to the other. An impressive undertaking, as walking with a bowl of stew is extraordinarily slow and takes a bunch of hours. Hardcore lobbies. Many players wish for hardcore lobbies which would disable elements of the HUD, auto-aim functionality, and ability cards. There have been a few hardcore series which were temporary PvP modes with these modifications, but so far there is no option for this in free roam. Secret private lobbies. More vocal than the crowd wishing for hardcore lobbies is the crowd wishing for private lobbies, a feature not available without the use of glitches. The secret being that some people believe that these private lobbies are already in the game and being used by a very small amount of people, and that are gatekeeping it from the community. Rockstar Games wants Reddit Online to fail. Exactly what their motivations for such a thing would be is unclear, but some players suspect they're intentionally damaging the game to try and force players out of it to leave it to die. There's no evidence of this, and it remains an outlandish theory that doesn't make much sense when you think about it critically. Patch 1.21 broke the game on purpose. This theory ties into the one before. Some people believe that the sheer magnitude of the mess that patch 1.21 was must have been intentionally done. Madame Nazar is an interdimensional time traveler. Due to Madame Nazar appearing in both GT Online and Reddit Online, it is suspected by the community that she has been traveling in time and in dimensions. Despite her cameo in GT Online, there is absolutely no other proof that she is in fact an interdimensional time traveler. The protagonist will meet Dutch's gang in a future update. It's possible that the stories of online and story mode will blend together at one point in time, officially resulting in the online protagonist meeting the Vanderlyn gang as a whole. As of right now, only a handful of members can be found as strangers, but due to the game's condition at this very point, it is unlikely that we'll see any more major updates. Some NPCs are secretly Rockstar moderators, a theory implying that some of the NPCs are being played by employees of Rockstar, keeping an eye on the game. This is a theory that has existed in other games as well as Reddit Online, and has not been proved as of yet. Gold bars are their real currency. This theory suggests that gold bars are secretly the primary currency of the world, and that Rockstar Games is wanting the players to buy more gold bars to transform the game from the cash that we have in dollars to gold bars instead. The Bald Man. Dan Houser was the lead developer of many of Rockstar games, including Red Dead Redemption 2. The Bald Man refers to a mysterious model which would spawn in during patch 1.21, which I have also encountered myself, seemingly in place of other players. The model bears a resemblance to Dan Houser. It is likely a placeholder model the developers may have modeled after Dan Houser, but unlikely. Yellow-eyed people. This is believed to be a reference to a visual glitch which occurred around 2 years ago. Many corpses would seemingly have yellow eyes. This led people to speculate about Undead Nightmare 2, as the eyes resemble the ones John Marston has on the cover of Undead Nightmare. This, however, was just seemingly a glitch and was removed and has been patched. The Green Mist. This is a mysterious mist that was seen by a couple of players around the Bayou Noir and Roanoke area that spread itself over the surrounding area, transforming the sky into night, and was also believed to be a foreshadowing of an Undead Nightmare 2 update for the game. There's something in the woods. To speculate that there's something hiding in the wilderness of the game. Some believe it to be a skinwalker, a Bigfoot, a werewolf, or something else entirely out of this world. There's seemingly no actual evidence of this anywhere, with the exception of some audio files that have been found. Random dead animals. Sometimes, while wandering in the forests, you stumble across a random dead animal. Usually, it's the result of someone killing it, either an NPC or another player. But this theory seems to suggest that something is killing these animals. Something otherworldly, it would seem. Creepy music in the loading screens. Sometimes when you're fast traveling or in a loading screen about to get into a game, the game plays some weird and very spooky, unsettling music. In a video posted by Omar EVXX, while he is fast traveling, some very unusual sounds are being played in the background. Listen to this. Old Man Jones is secretly stalking the player. Old Man Jones is the man who can change your honor for some gold. How he does this is unknown, Some speculate he has otherworldly powers. He also seems to know your honor whenever you visit him, which likely spawns this theory. Is he watching you, or is he just some fortune teller, all-knowing deity? Red Dead Online's player base is mostly made of bots disguised as players. This relates to the previous theory of how Rockstar employees are disguised as real players. This is completely possible as the game is slowly dwindling and dying, but also contradicts other theories of how Rockstar Games wants this game to fail. It is up to you to decide in the end, as there is no possible evidence to this and only players' theories.